and I'm 18, and I've been suffering from anorexia nervosa for 3 years now. It's the type of illness that slowly creeps up on you and kind of consumes you when you're least expecting it. And I remember my friend wrote me a letter saying that she was worried about how I was acting and that she thought I had anorexia. And I replied, you know, I was really angry with her, and I was thinking, how dare you accuse me of having such a serious illness? But then, you know, as the weeks went by and my weight just plummeted, I could see that I had an eating disorder and I couldn't deny it anymore. But at the same time, I felt out of control as to how to stop it. My mum got really offended because she didn't understand why I didn't want her cooking and why I didn't want to eat with her. But over time, when they realised that this was a genuine illness, not me just being fussy and rude, they've been so supportive of me.
I'd try and cook all the things that she liked, but it didn't really help. And as parents, we couldn't persuade her to eat. But that wasn't the real problem. The real problem was the self-hatred inside.
I'd fight the temptation to eat the food that I liked, and therefore I'd feel powerful and I'd feel in control, that I could fight the temptation to eat. And I think it's quite common with a lot of anorexics to kind of cook abundant meals and make quite high fat and high calorie foods and then feed them to other people. And I definitely did that. I'd feed other people instead of feed myself.
As the disease progressed, her personality changed and the sparkle went out of her and the fun, the lightness went out of her.
I think it's really difficult to understand eating disorders if you haven't actually lived in it yourself. So even though it is frustrating when people just think, oh, well, why didn't she just eat? You can kind of understand that they don't understand.
We were hoping that she would be able to go into hospital to be treated because she was, in our eyes, about to die. And it wasn't until she got into hospital, 12 weeks ago, that she started to make any progress at all.
When you lose the anorexic body and you become a healthy BMI of 20, which is what the hospital aim you to get to, you're still anorexic in your mind, and so therefore it becomes a lot harder because you don't have the reassurance of your small body. And being at maintenance is often interpreted by an anorexic as being big, and you're no longer, people don't look at you anymore and think, oh, she's thin. It's just, you're just a normal person. And people are less careful around you, they're less sensitive, they expect you to eat and they expect you to be fine around food. Whereas in your mind, it's just a mental battle, continuous mental battle. I'd always considered anorexia to be quite a glamorous illness in a way. I didn't know the ins and outs of it because I just saw they were thin and that's what I wanted to be. But I didn't go out, I don't think anyone goes out there with the inclination to become anorexic and become really thin. When I feel uncomfortable about how much weight I've put on, I look at the photos and they shock me into never wanting to go back there again because it's not a life worth living, really.
I'm going to love her however she is, but it's very hard to live with somebody when they're not themselves.
It's just fighting that little voice and saying, no, I'm going to get on with my life and I don't need you anymore. I'm more able to look to the future and feel optimistic about getting better. And I'm glad that I've been given the help to get out of that pit.